sports. I know you wanted to talk
Yeah, so
NWSL
we're
for
gonna
just a brief second.
yeah, it's this one. So we're gonna stick to women's sports. This is I want to. Oh no, wrong one. Oh my God, production quality here. Anyway, so women's
Spoilers.
sports.
Fire
I
our
can always
producer.
we could cut that. So this is two
Cut that, cut that, cut that.
announcements. Yeah, two announcements by NWSL this week. And I wanted to just get your guys' thoughts on how the Super League may have affected this. What Super League definitely affected one of these. The other one, maybe not. So NWSL announced this week that they're gonna, instead of the draft, in lieu of the draft, they're gonna do a combine in December for the season starting. And the recently renewed commissioner of NWSL said that they're going to a rolling league expansion instead of the two at a time, which is what they've been doing east west, or at least east and enough west that they can move a team over to change the conference. So
yeah, what do these mean exactly? I guess let's start with the combine. If they're
so
the combine,
yeah, so they got rid of the draft, so they were just signing players, which they're doing after the Super League, who when they joined or when they became a league, they announced that they were also not doing a draft. They were going to do the loans from NWSL, signing up academy kids,
why you got to remind us about Sam Meza? All right.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, that's basically what their strategy was, and it seems like NWSL
Offspring's very own Sam is.
Yeah, so NWSL basically is copying that now, but with a combine. For all who don't know, MLS did this in the early days as well. They had combines around the country. They even had MLS Caribbean combine. If you want to know why there were so many Jamaicans that got into the league early, they had one in Kingston, Jamaica, for the longest time.
That's
so
awesome.
And that one was for every Caribbean country. So you still had to fly to Jamaica in order to do that.
Look, shout out to Javon Watson is all I have to say.
Oh, absolutely.
Ryan Hollingshead before Ryan Hollingshead.
Just pulling names out.
Yeah. So basically, the reason I'm saying that what effect that these would have is that these are just almost copies of what the Super League are doing. I personally think the expansion, the realization that they can't wait and do two at a time, is that the Super League is there at a cheaper discounted price, and it's one of them things where if you wait too long, so like right now, Minnesota Aurora just got a new investor from the Lynx general manager, which is the women's team up there. So they're going to make another bid at NWSL. The last bid, as we know, because they're just following the MLS model, the last bid was Denver for 110 million.
Wow.
So that is now the going price, because they never go backwards.
No, absolutely not.
Right. So if you want,
schlub will always pay it. It seems
that's a fact. So if you
look at Major League Soccer,
that's slowing down too. But if you want to join NWSL now, you have the two next obvious ones are Cleveland, who tried last time and didn't get it. They're building their stadium for 27, and obviously, like I said, the Minnesota Aurora. So those are the next two up. I think the reason they said they're going to not do this, they're going to start doing rolling, is because those two teams aren't going to be ready at the same time.
I guess I don't understand what is rolling versus.
So rolling is just adding as you get it. So like the NBA wanted to add
not balance, just adding them as they come.
Yes, yeah. So that's basically the plan, is that instead of adding two at a time, they're adding as you're prepared. So if you're a women's team and you build a stadium and you're ready to go, you don't have to wait for, we need a team on the other side of the country in order for us to be added. So yeah, but your thoughts on these two announcements by the NWSL?
I don't think I know enough about soccer business to have a real opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just, what do you think? What is your thoughts on rolling expansion instead of doing, as we've explained, because like the NBA has been trying to expand. They've talked about Mexico City. They want to go back to Seattle. It's one of them things, but they want a balanced conference.
Yeah.
So it's, my thought is, I like the even schedule because, as we discussed with the Super League,
as a fan, it's annoying to have the uneven schedule.
Yes. And then the combine, the only issue I have with the combine is I guess at this level, all these women have the financial means, you would assume, to go fly to whichever city they decide they're going to hold it to and go to these combines. I never understood why they got rid of the draft, especially In MLS, I understand it because much of the league now is foreign players. So the draft, MLS
Right. The
draft is
market's different.
pointless.
It just
Yes.
is.
For the
I don't know.
women's,
What bothers me about a combine event is
Yeah.
I do think there will end up being some players that can't or don't have the means to do it.
Yeah.
Like there's things you can do to make that happen, but I do think you know, the American pay to play model that's stifled the men's side so much. Like I don't know if it comes into play on this, but I feel like it would. Again, not knowing enough about the business side of things on that. That's my main
think-
concern.
Yeah,
I think the combine is exciting, right? I think the combine's exciting for both leagues because you're going to get to see. If you think USL is not sending scouts to this combine, regardless.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And this is this is
And
not
charge them for it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
This is not in lieu of the draft. This is just the ability to showcase players that may not be able to get a showcase anywhere else.
Wait, but it is in lieu of the draft, isn't it?
Yeah, they said that there's no more draft. 2024, they announced they're not doing the draft anymore.
Right, it's just, but this that's just going to be straight signing off the street essentially. But this is just a combine is essentially just an event where athletes will be featured, right? So you've got the adult combine and the youth combine, and these athletes are going to run through drills and run through certain tests. If you've ever seen the NFL combine, they run a 40-yard dash, they do the high jump,
the 40s and stuff. Yeah.
right. There's the NBA combine again, same thing. There are specific drills that players every potential every athlete is going to run the same drills, and you're going to be able to compare numbers. Is that the end all be all to a player's ability? Absolutely not. Can a player have a shit combine and still be a great athlete? Absolutely. Can shit players still have a great combine? Absolutely. But all this is going to do is going to give some of these teams visibility into what some of the abilities and skill sets and a baseline metric of how these players are going to perform at some of these individual tasks and at some of these drills. I don't know what I'm really interested to see what the combine is actually going to entail and what kind of events and what kind of drills they're going to be running. That's going to be interesting to see. But it's going to be this is going to allow the world, I think, to get a really good look at what a lot of, and I'm sure they're going to be bringing in athletes from all over the world, but you're going to really get to see showcased American youth talent and American female talent that may not get a look elsewhere.
Yeah, look, put this event on Paramount or Amazon Prime, and sickos like me are going to watch it.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I'm in.
My only, again, so there was a traveling thing, financial. That's why I don't like combines. The only upside to me for this over the draft, and anyone who's watched any draft in any sport, the SEC is going to get most of the players. That doesn't mean that it's from Boise State or from South Dakota can't play in the NFL. It just means the bigger schools get more attention. So that's why I like the combine, because a kid who maybe their grades wasn't up to par, maybe they transferred to a new school so they didn't, finish their senior year.
Or maybe they hate Ohio State.
That's a fact. So there are reasons why you might not have gotten into a big school. Or maybe
one of the Ohio States.
Fair enough. Or not Ohio, Miami, the other Ohio.
I apologize.
Miami of Ohio.
Yeah,
so do we know any rules for this, or how they're going to do it yet? They just announced that they're going to do it?
They just announced it's going to be in December. They haven't figured out what city they're going to do it. I'm thinking Kansas. I think they're going to do the middle of the country.
Why not? It's a great spot for it. Do we think this is going to be limited to U.S. players only? Like U.S. college players? Or do you think you're going to see, some European kid come over?
Well, here's the thing. Most, and what people don't realize is that 20 to 30% of college kids here are foreigners.
Right.
So,
and I guess what I mean is, like, what are the odds that, like, some young kid from England or something wants to gamble on themselves? Are they going to allow that person to come to the combine, even though they're not, like, part of the U.S. soccer system of, like, colleges and stuff? Because that could be fun.
That is going to be the issue. Is there going to be a fee for you to to join the combine? Is there going to be a waiting list? How many days are you going to do this? Because if you have like 1,500 people show up, you can't do it in 2 days. It's got to be a week long.
Yeah, there'll be a limited number of. It might be by invitation only. I'm sure we'll hear more as it comes out.
As it comes together, but
and
as we stated earlier, the Super League will definitely piggyback off this. So.
Yeah, definitely.
I would also not be surprised, Marcus, you mentioned them potentially coming into the league soon too. I would not be surprised if Cleveland is the home for this, especially if they are coming into the league. If they, Cleveland's a great city for these types of events, and I think that
Well, no,
might end up there.
Cleveland failed the last time.
Wait, are you guys being paid by the Tourism Board of Cleveland? Did those
Not
checks
at all.
clear?
Not at all.
First of all, the check's
I'm actually
clear.
going to Cincinnati, not Cleveland, this week.
No, the check's clear. If we're going to go to Ohio, Cincinnati. I'm sorry,
Toledo,
Cleveland,
yeah, the best city in the country.
No,
Toledo.
Akron. You got to go to LeBron's high
Sorry,
school.
we're gonna keep going here.
Yeah, so just shout out to these announcements. Obviously, like I said, I've been watching a lot more women's. Bay City is my team.
You and everybody else. Obviously, my team is Gotham in the NWSL.
Of course it is.
And it's also the home of FC Dallas Academy product, Jaden Shaw now, who scored a goal in
Yeah.
her debut. So go check
They still
that
have a
video
standee of her in my gas station that I stop on the way home.
Badass.
Yeah.
Can you steal that?
I could try.
You got to take it.
As a matter of fact, how much do they want for it? I'll pay for it. I don't even have to. I'm an adult now. I don't have to steal things like
Just
that.
go to the Cotton Gin in Crandall, all right?
So and then obviously shout out to the Currents.
Yeah.
Obviously the only women's team to have their own stadium, like specifically
Yes.
for first, because I think Boston's building theirs. If they can
What a
figure it out.
club, man.
Yeah.
The team that they've built, they're going to win this league for the next 2 or 3 years, man. They've built a
Yeah.
crazy team.
I
And
don't-
they've clenched the Shield, NWSL, with 5 games left.
With
So
5
they
games.
have more than 15 points.
This is their first Shield, I believe, right?
I'm not even sure about that. I'll be honest. I don't watch that much NWSL
I
because I don't
believe
have a
this is their
local
first
rooting
Shield. I
interest.
could be wrong.
Yeah,
But
but
I'm a homer, so
I want to shout out to whoever the KC current ownership groups. I want to shout out to the city of KC. Not only do they have the first and currently only soccer specific stadium for women's sports, their second division team is getting its own soccer specific stadium.
God,
So
that's awesome.
either Kansas City has a lot of extra money or they have a lot of land they could just give away. But
Unfortunately, their barbecue is still subpar.
You know,
I mean,
it's
there's nothing soccer can do about that. We can't save them.
almost
Just
like
say
Kansas City is the actual heart of soccer in its respective state, not shouting against
Yeah.
teams. I might have flipped
have-
that. I meant to say Kansas City, but you know.
Kansas City, yeah. So we are going to hit our next topic.